Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, guys. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about those guys who should not move to Canada, those guys who are not going to be happy. Canada is one of the best places to live. I mean, look at the nature. Finally, it's summer going to be here soon. It's spring starting. Finally melted everything, not minus 30 anymore. Beautiful, beautiful country, beautiful weather, guys. Let's talk a little bit about those people who might not find themselves happy living in here, right? Let's get started. Number one, people who do not want to start over. So if you're wanting to come to Canada, but you don't want to start your career, your life all over, Canada might be not the best option for you guys, because you really have to start over. Sometimes you have to take positions more than you used to, and you basically like downgrade from whatever company you were and starting a new life in Canada. So if you're not willing to start over, this country might not be the right fit for you. People who do not want to work hard. Number two, guys, do not want to work hard. If you're not willing to work hard, Canada is not the right country, guys. When you start all over here, when you settle, you have to work like twice as hard. So if you are thinking that, hey, I'm going to come to Canada just to make tons of money and I have to work less, well, it's not true, and you might not be happy with it, guys. Do not want to learn English. People who don't want to learn English, guys, you cannot get a good job if you don't speak English. You'll be doing probably general labor jobs. It's really tough. And everyone speaks English here. I mean, if you don't want to know English, you might not be as happy. You might be isolated to your own community, limited to certain jobs. And if you are a highly skilled professional, well, not knowing English, you're not going to get that high-paying job that you are qualified for. Just because there is one barrier, you cannot do your duties just because you cannot speak English. And it's really important to speak English here. People who do not support recreational marijuana, guys, it's legal here in Canada, and there is pointless of raging about it. And if you're deeply concerned and you don't want to see anyone doing it anywhere, I'll tell you this: in Canada there's so many people who smoke that stuff, and it's legal, it's sold. So if you feel you're not going to be happy, this might be not the right choice. People who do not accept diversity. Now, if you're coming from one of those countries where you have mainly one cultural group, like local people, let's say Eastern Europe. In Eastern Europe, we have mainly Eastern European guys, Caucasian guys, very less diversity, really tiny percentage. If you're one of those guys who is not willing to accept multiculturalism, different cultures, diversity, then you might not be happy. I mean, it's a really diverse culture. If you want to stick to one kind of people, then this place might not feel comfortable for those guys who are like that. Canada is not for people who do not like credit lines, mortgages, credit cards. If you don't like this kind of things, well, in Canada everything is built on credit, and so many people have debt here. And if you want to stay away from credits and everything, Canada is really huge market for that, then you might feel uncomfortable here. Canada is not the right place for people who do not care about environment. If you're one of those guys who just doesn't care about the environment, you want to litter everywhere, and you don't care about the global warming and all this kind of things, Canada is one of the most cleanest countries in the world and really does care about environment. That's why we have this environmental taxes and a lot of other things. We really take care of the nature here. And if you're one of those guys who doesn't want to, well, just saying, guys, it's a really clean country. You don't want to be honest. What I mean, guys, there's lots of countries, lots of people there. If people are used to corruption, to work around the system, get around, find a shortcut by giving a bribe to someone to get ahead of the line, get ahead of the game. And if some people, for example, if someone, or for example, you are used to, get around and get a shortcut by bribing someone, well, Canada is a really honest country, and honestly, people like that can get a jail sentence here. So if you are one of those guys, which I don't think you are, you might not feel comfortable in this country where everything is done according to the book, according to the legal system, and you cannot work around like that. Another reason why Canada can be uncomfortable for some people is if you don't want to be far away from your home country. Canada is pretty far away from Europe, pretty far away from Asia, pretty far away from Africa, pretty far away from everywhere. Like America is here. If you're from the States, you're pretty close, right? If you're from Southern America, it might feel closer, right? But if you're from anywhere else other than America, it's pretty far. And if you want to be closer to your home place, you might feel a little bit lonely, a little bit sad that you're so far from home. Is totally different culture, different kind of people. Just saying, guys, think about it. And finally, if people don't want to accept, for example, if you don't want to accept equal rights for genders, you know, if someone is sexist or something like that, guys, Canada is a country of equal rights where women and men have equal rights. You know, it's children, senior guys, everyone should be treated fairly and equally, without discrimination, with your abilities, disabilities, cultures, religion, doesn't matter. So if you are against this kind of terms, you know, if you're coming from some radical country, which there are countries like that, by the way, you know, there are, and if you are not willing to accept this kind of role, you might be really upset, but it's not going to change anything here. You know, it's so this country might not be a good fit for those types of people. All right, guys, that's the reasons for those guys who might not want to move to Canada, might not feel comfortable here. Just think about it. If you fall into that list, which I think most of you wouldn't, and this might be a concern for you, like for me, that's the exactly reason why I got away from my country. For me, I'm like opposite of that list, and that's why I feel Canada is the right fit for me. And of course, guys, I want to say that this video was inspired by a Russian article on the website called vancouverrock.com, and one of the Russian YouTubers who is making videos about interesting Calgary. You know what? I'll leave links to those guys. I want to thank them so much for bringing this article, and I think this is a really valid article, not only for the Russian-speaking community, but for you guys as well. Of course, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I'm looking forward to read your comments. And of course, guys, more videos coming out. I have my in-laws from India. They were in New York, now they came here to visit us. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to produce videos, but don't worry, we are working hard and we're still going to post this video, guys. But thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. See you next video. Have a good one.